Welcome to the City Current Radio Show. I'm your host, Jeremy Park. We're always honored to bring you inspiring stories of individuals and organizations making a difference here in the Mid-South. And so with that in mind, we get to kick it off with a well-known organization and an opportunity for you to get involved. We're talking about youth villages, and we're joined by our good friend, Patrick Hampton. He is the Volunteer and Development Manager with Youth Villages. How are you doing, Patrick?
I'm great, Jeremy. How are you?
Doing well. So we love Youth Villages and all the good you do, not just here in our community, but in so many communities around our nation. So let's start, for those who don't know Youth Villages very well, let's start with some history and some context. So dive into a little bit of a history lesson for Youth Villages.
Sure. Youth Villages was founded in 1986 through the merger of two local residential treatment programs. We were serving about 80 children. Over the last 30 years, we've grown. We now have physical presence and partnerships in more than 20 states, and we will serve over 30,000 children and young people this year through our continuum of services. We expanded from the residential treatment programs. We now offer in-home services, intensive counseling, foster care, adoption, crisis services, and a LifeSet program for young adults who are aging out of state care. To get out on their own and just to give them a successful start at life.
Let's take those in some major pieces. And the first one being, talk about the youth that you serve, kind of painting the picture in the sense that these are children who've gone through a lot of traumatic and difficult circumstances. And so they're dealing with a lot of things that need to be processed and unpacked and helped navigate through. So kind of paint the picture of the youth you work with.
Okay. We serve youth of all ages, from infancy through young adulthood. A lot of our youth, as you said, have experienced trauma in their lives. So our goal is to give them and their families the tools they need to overcome those challenges, just to be able to work through whatever issues they have going on. If the kids are served on our residential campuses, they live with us at Youth Villages during the time that they're in our care. And our goal with all of those young people is to reunify them with their families as quickly as we can. And again, equip them with the tools that they will need to be able to stay at home and to thrive from there. We also have emergency services. So we have counselors on call throughout the state of Tennessee to deal with crises as they happen in the home. As I mentioned, our foster care program strives to match those kids who may not be able to return home for various reasons. Some of the kids have been removed from home. Some parental rights have been terminated. So in those cases, our foster care and adoption programs try to find families who will care for and love those kids in their homes. So those are some of the things we do. Our LifeSet program is vitally important. It was started back in 1999, and it's for those young adults who may turn 18. They may be in state custody. They may or may not be in foster care. But oftentimes when they leave, they may not have support. They may not have viable family to help them navigate adulthood. And that's what our LifeSet team does, helps them with every facet of becoming independent, self-sufficient adult.
When you look at the campus, it's a beautiful campus, and you have an opportunity as the youth, as you mentioned, they stay there on campus. But you've got access to a wealth of resources. You've got everything from cooking and life skills, and obviously the ability to get outside and enjoy nature. So even when you're talking about on campus, it's a very holistic approach and experience. Talk about kind of that side of just immersing them in a support network, but also to giving them the skill sets and the opportunities to advance their learning.
Okay. While they are with us on our campuses, we try to make sure all of their needs are met. So that's from food, shelter, clothing, and education as well, because hopefully if they were at home, they would be in school. So on our campuses, we have school. We have year-round school on the campus because the kids are with us year-round, but we're making sure all of their educational needs are met. We have graduation, so if they're with us when they graduate from either 8th grade or 12th grade, we have a ceremony, invite the families out. Families are encouraged to be a part of the treatment here while their kids are here with us at Youth Villages, so they're welcome to come out and spend time with their kids or with their young adults while they're with us. but we just try to make sure all of their needs are being met while they're in our care. And hopefully when they discharge and go home, the tools that they learn while with us, they will continue to use those to be successful. And right now we have about an 87% success rate, and that's 12 months after they discharge from our program. 87% of those young people are still thriving and doing very well in the community. And our goal is to increase that number year after year. But that's really what we strive to do, is just to give them the tools that they need, as well as their families.
I know you mentioned the foster care side, and you always want to be trying to get them back to their family, their biological parents, but in some cases, obviously, like you mentioned, that's not possible. So talk about the foster parent and how much of a need that is, and how we can help as volunteers.
Yeah, it's a great need. We have a foster care team that works out of our community-based programs office. And their goal, again, is to match willing and loving families to take care of some of our loving young people. We do path training, so the foster parents will get extensive training, 24/7 support, constant refresher courses throughout the year, just to help have them equipped enough to take care of the young people that they're taking care of. Our hope, is that all of our kids will be able to go back home, but we just know that in some cases that won't be able to happen. So that's where the foster families come in. We do need more foster families. Information on our foster care program, as well as all of our programs, is available on our website, youthvillages.org. And then I'll circle back to the campus life. We try to make sure the kids who are living with us on the residential campuses, we want to make sure they have some joy every day. Because they're away from their families, we try to make their time here as much fun as it can be, outside of the therapeutic setting. So on the campus, one of our campuses, our Bartlett campus, we have a lake. So the kids go kayaking and canoeing and fishing. We have a volunteer runners club, and they run with our kids on both campuses. And then in the course of a year, they typically run about 10 community 5K races with our kids. We have a program called Backpack Heroes, which we'll talk about a little bit more. We also have a program called Birthday Heroes. So because our young people can't be at home maybe to celebrate their birthdays, volunteers, our birthday heroes, help us celebrate those milestones for them while they're with us. So monthly, we throw birthday parties and celebrations for the kids in our care. We try to make sure, those milestones are recognized, graduation, birthdays, and just try to give the kids some hope and some joy every day that they're in our care.
And I know that you've before, and you've always talked about how for someone who's not the biological parent, who's just a volunteer in the community showing up, how much that means to the kids. Because as a volunteer, you don't have to be there, but you want to be there. And for someone to be the light for a child who's gone through darkness, but to show up physically and emotionally and to be there for them, it makes a huge statement. And it's something that, as you mentioned, if you're just walking around the lake together, running together, spending time together, sitting on the bench talking, a little bit goes a long way to pour into them, but you yourself, your cup will be filled as well. So share just the power of volunteerism overall with Youth Villages.
Yeah, it is an awesome and amazing opportunity to be able to make a difference in the life of a stranger, if you will. Just having volunteers come out, unfortunately, it's on a pause right now, just during, dealing with everything that's happening in the world. But when we're able to have volunteers come out on the campus and spend time with our young people, it truly makes a difference. It has an impact. They see that this person is not being paid to come out and spend some time with me. We play checkers, we play board games, we do activities outdoors when the weather's nice. But yeah, it does make a huge difference, and not just for the young people we serve. Oftentimes when the volunteers leave, they say, wow, that was so much fun. That was not what I was expecting. And we like to say, our kids are kids. They love to do the same things that all other kids like to do. And because all of the young people in our care on our campuses here locally in the Memphis area, they're not all from the Mid-South. We have young people from, let's say, West Virginia, or maybe from Colorado. So their families are far away and may not be able to come and spend time with them. So when volunteers are able to come and do that and sort of fill that gap, it makes a huge difference. It makes an impact. We also have a mentoring program. So volunteers can be matched one-on-one with a young person that we serve just to come out and spend some time with them. Sometimes they just need a listening ear, somebody to talk to, somebody to spend some time with. Our kids love to read, they love art, they love music, they love everything that you can think of. So our mentors, again, help to fill that gap as well because they may not have family who can come visit. So mentors come out and spend some time with them. And it truly makes an impact. I've been a volunteer, an employee mentor here at Youth Villages. I've been matched with quite a few very impressive young men that we serve, and I've been taught something by each and every one of them. So it is an amazing opportunity just to have an impact and know that you're, even in a small way, you're contributing to the success of somebody who you didn't know.
Yeah. So let's talk about Backpack Heroes. So go ahead. This is an annual tradition on your end, but it's a way, obviously, for us to play a role in what you're doing to be able to help the youth. So talk about Backpack Heroes.
It is one of the programs we offer here at Youth Villages. So just like everybody else who's gearing up for the school year, we want to make sure the young people in our care are ready, prepared for day one of school. So our Backpack Heroes program seeks donations of new backpacks, new school supplies, anything you can think of that a young person may need to get a successful start in the school year. It's running now through the published date is August 7th, but we have campus school year round, so we will take school supplies year round. But there is a list on our website as well of the items that we really need, things like backpacks and pencils or some paper. We will accept those donations. We have a few drop-off locations here in the city, as well as Jersey Mike's in the Bartlett area is one of our partners in this endeavor, so people can drop off supplies there. And then on next Saturday, the 25th, from 10 till 2, we will have a drive-through school supplies donation drop-off, contactless, so you don't even have to get out of your vehicle. But people can come by our office in Bartlett, 3320 Brother Boulevard, and donate school supplies if they want to come out on that Saturday.
And as you mentioned, you serve kids of all ages. So you look at backpacks of all sizes, obviously the school supplies. And then to your point too, this is something that people really, even though the cutoff is August 7th in terms of what's printed, the reality is you have children that come to Youth Villages all throughout the year. And as they come in many cases, they don't have anything. This is a chance for them to, really have a great head start with their education by getting the gift of a backpack and school supplies. So it's something that all throughout the year we can help and be a part of what you're doing.
Definitely. Our schools are year round, and we have kids in all grade levels. So backpacks for all age groups, all colors are appreciated. And then for those who, like a lot of us, may be staying home more and not wanting to get out and shop, they can go online to our website and make a donation to support the campaign. So we will use all of those dollars raised to get school supplies for our kids throughout the West Tennessee region.
You mentioned before that obviously things are different right now with COVID-19. Give me a couple of the changes, the pivots that you all have had to make in terms of the programming and services because of COVID-19.
So the safety and security of the young people in our care is of utmost importance. So we're making sure that everybody's following CDC guidelines. We're increasing hygiene on our campuses for our staff as well as our young people. Our environmental services team coming through daily, even more so than they would normally, just to make sure things are sanitized. We are wearing masks around the office. Some of us are wearing surgical masks. Some of us are wearing bandanas and buffs and things like that. So you might see something with the Youth Villages kite on it. But we're just trying to be as safe as we can. We, again, have had to suspend our on-campus volunteer programs just so we're limiting the number of contacts that are coming out to the campus. So we're trying as best we can just to keep everybody safe. And we're hoping everybody out there is doing their part as well.
Absolutely. Give me one thing that you think you've learned as a lesson through this that when you come out on the other side, you'll be stronger for it.
For me personally, I've been truly impressed by the resilience of not just the staff here at Youth Villages, but especially of the young people that we serve. It's really, really hard, for me, and for a lot of adults, just to not be able to go out and go to the movies like we want to do and hang out with our friends and socialize. But imagine being 10 years old, and you can't you can't be as uh, touchy feely as you want to be. You can't be as affectionate. You can't get out and just do the things that you used to do, and trying to understand that and explain to the younger kids why that is important right now to socially distance and make these changes. I've been really impressed by their resilience, and once they understand it, they're very cooperative, and they're trying their best to get through this as well. So I think once we get past this, and hopefully it will be soon, we will all have learned we're a lot stronger than we thought we were, and collectively we can make a greater impact if each of us just does our part.
Yeah.
Maybe longer than we want it to last, but it will eventually end, and we'll all be a lot stronger for it, I think.
I agree. So wrap up again, website, social media, phone number. Where do we go to get involved with Backpack Heroes and learn more about Youth Villages?
Youthvillages.org will give you all the information you want about any and all of our programs. Youthvillages.org/backpacks will direct you directly to our Backpack Heroes program. And our main number for contact is 901-251-5000.
Well, Patrick, greatly appreciate all you and your team do at Youth Villages. Thank you for coming on the show.
We appreciate you, Jeremy. Thank you so much. Stay safe. Stay safe.